what is your favorite thing to teach or preach out of Exodus?
Actually, probably my favorite thing to teach out of Exodus or preach is when the people started suffering a little bit in the wilderness. As soon as they started suffering, I mean, they were just days from coming through the Red Sea. You know, I wish we knew the hours.
Yeah.
It became a little difficult, and they started rising up against Moses, saying, "You just wanted to bring us out here so we would die in the wilderness. Let us go back into slavery." That is, to me, that's the prodigal son. That's the picture of Jesus. That is the whole gospel in one scenario.
Wow.
You have delivered us. It's not as easy as we thought. We'd rather go back to slavery.
Wow.
So that's my favorite sermon in the
As you said that, I was thinking like Romans 8, Hebrews. You know,
it's
in the
all,
New Testament,
right?
Yeah, it's all back there.
Right. Same principle, same concept, same flow, and you know, and the children of Israel did that over and over and over.
Wow.
They began, they began to complain against it. It's like, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, how many times do you have to see God provide miraculously before you say it's going to be okay? He's got us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's an amazing lesson, and we live it. You know, we live it. One thing doesn't go right, we don't see God's blessing. Trying to live the blessed life is more difficult than we thought.
Yeah.
Which it always is.
Yeah.
There's a price tag on blessing because there's a price tag on obedience, and so we say, well, you know what? I think I'd rather be in slavery.
Yeah.
Really? They beat you every day mercilessly. They deprive you of food. They made you work horrendous hours, and they beat you mercilessly. That's where you want to be?
But it was stable.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a stable living.
Right. 3 squares and a bed. 3 square meals and a bed, yeah.
Hey, Midnight Theology. Oh, put those back on. Hey, Midnight Theology fans. I had a really good question from one of the viewers, and they asked about the music that they hear in the intro and outro. That is me playing guitar and keyboard. I'm actually playing your guitar, Jill and Ben. Thanks for letting me borrow that. Oh, by the way, if any of you want me to preach or teach, I am available. I mean that seriously.
But let's talk about Michael Phelps. So do you think he was holding back yesterday?
Not on the second half of his leg. First half of his leg, he was holding back. After he made the turn, I think he let it go.
Right on.
And that was awesome.
Yeah.
And and Michael Phelps is such a great story now himself, because he's been to every edge on the cliff now, and it's like he's finally got a grasp of a better grasp on his life, and he's still winning. A lot of times people say, well, when people kind of come to a realization of God in their life and a purpose, they're not as competitive. They lose their competitive edge. I've heard that about a lot of people. I've said that about a lot of athletes. That if they find themselves in God, so to speak, they find their purpose and God is connected to that they lose their competitive edge. I've never believed that.
If anything, you might get more power.
I agree. My statement for God being universal, it's hard to. I had to come to my own realization whether God is actually a universal answer, the universal answer, or just an option. I had to work through that myself, because to say, hey, God's the answer for everyone. Is he? Is God the universal answer? Is God the only way? To me, I have come to a firm yes, based on the fact that no matter how great you are, because a lot of people say that the Judeo-Christian God is for the struggler, is for the person in trouble, is for the person in need, the person who needs strength, a crutch, a help, and God is all of that, but He's also for the person who is successful,
Yes.
who is living incredibly well,
Yes.
who is brilliant, who has chosen, a path that doesn't seem like a humble path, because universally, whatever you are, whoever you are, we are all created somehow in His image, but we're all unique. He loves and appreciates all of us and what we have. So to everybody, He adds the ingredient of Himself. So yeah, my statement is, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever your situation, God is the answer for you, and He will make you better. But He just adds the ingredient of Himself to who you are. For all of us, there's a breaking process there, because part of that ingredient breaks down some of the stuff in us that needs to break down.
So would you like to pitch your church?
Oh, yeah, that's a secondary issue, but we're Sheffield Family Life Center in Kansas City, Missouri, 5700 Winter Road. We are here to serve the community, to serve the city. We serve God, we serve people, we love God, we love people. Try not to abandon either one. And we meet collectively several times a week, but the largest gatherings are on Sunday at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Here at the church. And it's kind of a celebration. We have a pretty good time, energetic, dynamic, and it's a very unique church. So usually fun, very rarely boring, and very attractional as far as the God factor mixed with the people factor, kind of like Exodus.
Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been an honor and a privilege, and thanks for watching Midnight Theology.